Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Central Time, or whatever time, day or night it is in your part of the world. I am just now going live to review Moon Gypsy by Melody Lee, this beautiful book. She's messaging me right now. I'm live right now. Yes. So hopefully you guys can see this. I'll give it a minute so people can file in here. There we go. There's one. Melody. So while we're getting started, I would like to welcome everybody. Those of you who are new to the page, my name is Faye. I am the creator behind Black Orchid Poetry and one of two admins. And I do live book reviews of poets that I love, and I just like to share the love. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I think I said that already. This is always the awkward part, is in the beginning when I wait for people to file in here. Rochelle, am I saying your name right? Because I've never actually spoken to you. Yay, R.S. Williams, whoop whoop. Please tell me if I'm saying your name wrong. But I like the way that Rochelle sounds, so maybe I'll just keep saying it that way. Rochelle, Rochelle, Rochelle. So just waiting for people to file in. We're going to be talking about this bad boy today. Whoop whoop. I know it's a little dark. It's stormy outside, and it was lighter before. And now it's darker. So you guys can see that, right? Woo! Moon Gypsy. Oh my goodness. Now it's like really dark. Holy buckets. Better. Better. Okay. Rachel. I love it. That's the beauty about like seeing people's names and never being able to pronounce them, and then you're like, oh, that awkward moment where I don't know how to say your name, but I love you anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna get started on the review, and hopefully people will come in. And for those of you who are coming in, welcome to Black Orchid Poetry. We're reviewing Moon Gypsy by Melody Lee today. Beautiful debut book of poetry. And so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And for those of you who come in later, thank you as well. I hope everybody's having a pleasant afternoon, evening, morning, wherever it is in your part of the world. So to start off a little bit, Melody is a wonderful writer. She's all over the place. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And as of right now, if you purchase Moon Gypsy on Amazon, she does have an October contest going on. So if you purchase the book and leave a review, you automatically get entered in for a drawing for a free coffee mug, which has, I would like to say, one of her most well-known poems on there. I actually have it like super marked in the book, Orchids and Moonlight, which is a beautiful poem, and I'll be reading that in a little bit. So super cool, super awesome contest, something for free. The book currently right now is on Amazon for $17.54, and let me tell you, I have reviewed a few books and I've read plenty more, and the size of this book, there's like 287 poems in here. It's like multiple books, like 3 books in one. It's insane. And so for that price, $17.54, yeah, that's crazy. It's like it's like you get a full book for less than $5, like a full lecture book for less than $5. It's crazy. Okay, so everybody, hi, thank you for coming in. Let me start out by saying this book is gorgeous, and I'm sorry if the lighting sucks. Yeah, but it's just visually very appealing. The aesthetics are so pleasant on this. Moon Gypsy is, if you know Melody's work, if you've seen her on Facebook or any other social media outlets, it blows me away how awesome these books are, because it's like you see something, you see the book, and you're just like, yes, that's them, that's that writer. So her style is very bohemian, free-spirited, uplifting, and her writing ranges. I mean, she can hit the dark stuff, she can hit the light stuff, the feel-good stuff. I mean, there's something for everybody in her writing, and that is also another reason why I love her so much. What I also love about this, and when people do this, is, they have a little photo of themselves on the back, and they put in the reviews that other people have written, and I just think that's a great introduction to the package, the total work of art when it comes to these, especially debut poetry books, because people want to know what they're getting into if they haven't discovered somebody yet, which is also the point for these reviews. Not because I just like to talk to my laptop alone in my apartment. Hi, Nicole, Jamie, thank you guys for coming in. So, huge, very affordable, and I mean, bang for your buck. Again, October contests. If you purchase this book on Amazon for $17.54 and leave a review, you are entered in for a drawing for a free coffee mug, which, is awesome. Love coffee, tea, whatever, cold drinks, doesn't matter. It's an awesome coffee mug with a beautiful poem on there, which I want to read it. I'm just going to read it right now. Orchids and moonlight. Don't compare her to sunshine and roses when she's clearly orchids and moonlight. And I mean, I have to love that, right? Because Black orchid poetry. I'm just like, girl, you're talking to me. And let's just say that I'm one to, a very spiritual person, and the vibe that I get from this book is pretty much like the universe is talking to me. Like, literally, my favorite poem is on the page with my favorite number, and you can, think what you want, but that blows me away. So, I'm going to go through my notes because I feel like I'm digressing a little bit. These live reviews, this is what we do. We're having fun. So when you enter the book, we'll just go into the book. So you have the intro, and I have a little note from there. Thank you very much, Melody. You were so freaking sweet. I love to see the handwriting and stuff. I'm such a nerd. So it's pretty basic. The intro to the book, you have the copyright information here, self-published, which is awesome, which, seeing these is very inspiring for those of you who are looking to publish your own book and you're not working with a publisher. It is so doable. And I mean, seriously, you guys, this is motivating. Dedication, and then table of contents. And I love the dedication. Dedicated to all gypsy warrior spirits roaming the earth, to all electric birds discovering their magic wings, and for those who still believe in impossible dreams. My reading game. You are the love behind all my poems, the wild in my writing, the golden path of stars lighting my heart. This love has become magic and art. It's just so beautiful. There we go. Where's the camera, Faye? Oh my goodness. And I love how the dedication, how she lays it out, is the layout, is basically, it's the layout of the book. And I'll show you that as we move on. So contents, she has table of contents, which, I mean, she has so many pieces. It is insane. I love this. You guys, I mean, this is what I say, like, when I start reading this book, it's just like, you could open this book, be it in whatever mood you're in whatever piece you dive into, you're going to get something out of it. And that to me is just so magical, because the ability to reach people like that, I think, is just, it's a gift. And so I'm going to keep on going, because I don't, this is all about melody, right? I'm trying to keep this on track a little bit. I'm feeling preachy again today, so we'll see what happens. She does have an introduction in here as well after the table of contents. And I'm going to read it to you because I can. And for those of you who are here, if you have something to do, by all means, I'm posting this video afterwards, so you can come back and watch the rest of it if you need to, because I get a little long-winded. Introduction. Moon Gypsy, this beautiful book by Melody Lee. Oh, wonderful. Woven in my words is an enchanting love story, the story of humans, brilliantly and beautifully created, full of flaws, full of perfections, filled with every color in the spectrum, including dark. It's a story of knowing ourselves, of being in touch not only with the light and the vivacious, but also the blue, the solemn, and the melancholy. All our brokenness, all our completeness. If I can gracefully convey the purity of loving all our parts and pieces, then I have succeeded in delivering soulful inspiration through poetry and prose, through words, emotions, and loving vibrations. This to me is magic and moonlight. Aside from my own mad tenacity, my compulsive need to write, I wish to inspire you to love you. I love that. Open your mind to infinite possibilities and discover your glorious wings. Find the magic harbored within all of us. It just makes you feel so good and light, and it's just, I feel at peace. And that's just the introduction to this book. Again, Moon Gypsy by Melody Lee. Available on Amazon, $17.54, where there is an October contest, ends the 31st. Buy the book, leave a review, get entered in for a drawing for a free coffee mug with a beautiful poem on it, which I will read again later because I love it so much. Okay, so going through this book, the aesthetics, if you know Melody's work on Facebook or on social media, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, all of them, she's everywhere. You know, she does include photos or images with her work that enhances her writing. And you know, a lot of it is reminiscent of the way that her cover is laid out here. And I love that. And then when you go into the book, there's no images. It's just the writing, and which is totally fine. And I love because you get to focus more on the words and the meaning. And then you don't really have, not that images are a distraction, but when you have so much work in one book, I think that it was very smart that she didn't include those. And that's just my personal opinion. And for those of you who like images, want images everywhere, you know, maybe you should put out a second book and do something different. But I think that for this first, I think it was very smart. It was very intelligent for her to do that, and to keep the pages nice and simple. So I'll just go to just a random page here. So you'll see it's very neat and tidy. The spacing's great. I mean, it's just, once you go through it, it is very easy to read, and you get to focus on the message and just what you get out of the poetry, and you can let it be whatever you want it to be, and I love that. So what else? Go back to my notes. Also, there's so many pieces, like 280 poems in here, and there are no chapters. And that pointed out to me right away from doing other reviews and reading other books. And, you know, I love that because it gives you the freedom to kind of go wherever you want. And it's not without, she's very organized. The book is organized. She has a table of contents where you can go back, and if there's a particular poem that you want to go to, or just, you know, pick something out, that's fine. But like, you can literally just flow through the book. And in speaking to Melody, there is a purpose to that. She first tried out with chapters. She didn't like the feel, so she went with no chapters, which I am glad that she did, because it's sometimes with some people's work, I feel it's better to go without chapters, so you're not like labeling and putting your work into boxes. So let's see, what did I write? So there's a lot of work in here, no chapters. Instead, that she focused on kind of the poems building up onto each other. There's a flow. So if you noticed, so like in the way these are, it's like you have, where's my hand? You have this, you know, the lighter font, and then there's like cursive, darker fonts on the bottom, and it's like a mini poem that elaborates on the poem above it, and then introduces you to the next poem on the next page. And I'm sorry I'm pausing and saying a lot because my mind is just crazy today. Okay, so it's a nice flow, no chapters, love it. With the amount of work that's in here, I think that's smart. I think that people can just dive into it. And like I said before, after I start reading it a little bit, you guys might be able to see that there is something for everybody in here. And also, it's just like, I like doing things like opening up a book and just seeing what comes at me, you know, just getting something out of it. It doesn't have to be so structured. And Melody's poetry is very free spirited and rebellious, and I think that this book reflects that perfectly. So sorry if I'm not reading your guys' comments if you're talking to me. So I get into the books, you guys. I get into the books. Woo! All right. So what else do I have in my notes? Woo! Yeah, I mean, and that's basically it. Before I dive into some of the poetry, I mean, the book is beautiful. The aesthetics are so beautiful. It's that nice matte finish too, which I enjoy very much. A lot of work for a great price, you guys. Amazon, $17.54, $17.54. It's just fantastic, and it's just great. I mean, it's really cool to hold this and just be like, oh my god, this is you, and I have you in my hands. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna keep on going, you guys. So what I did was I read it, and I read it. I've been reading this over like the past 2 weeks, I think, and I just marked the pages that touched me, and then I wanted to come back to them without looking at them again before I did this review, because I like it. I like to read poetry, and it catches something in my eye, and then I come back to it, and I'm like, oh, I get something else out of it. Carrie, thank you for being here. Rachel, whoop, whoop. No, I know how to say your name, right? Oh, Faye. Okay, so we will dive into this bad boy, Melody's beautiful writing. I'm going to start on page 16, which is my favorite. This is my favorite piece by her, is Orchids and Moonlight. I'm going to read this again. So this is the poem that's on the coffee mug that is in the October contest. If you purchase her book on Amazon for $17.54 right now, and leave a review, you get entered in for a drawing for a coffee mug that is beautiful and has this poem on there. Don't compare her to sunshine and roses when she's clearly orchids in moonlight. And I love that poem for multiple reasons. One reason is because Black orchid poetry, and I love orchids, and also because I think that a lot of the times women get compared to, exactly what it says, sunshine and roses. It's and you have bright, happy, shiny, sunny, and which isn't a bad thing. I'm not knocking that. But I think also, kind of the darker, more poetic, artsy, whatever labels you have for the girls that aren't that, they're beautiful too. And I just think that she acknowledges that, and I think that's beautiful. So, yeah. The next one, which I love so much, oh my goodness, I feel like a nerd right now. Blue Butterflies and Black Widows is on page 17. It's the page after it. She's into blue butterflies and black widows, angels and spiritual things, freedom and the open road, solitude and thunderstorms. She's into authentic hearts and mind-shattering conversations, good music and quirky art, weirdness and eccentric people, love, kindness, and genuine souls. She's into all of this and so much more. This just hits me really hard because I feel like she's speaking about me. And I think mentioned to me before, which I said in the beginning of this review, is that these secondary poems, which is in a darker font and kind of a cursive font, or oh my god, I can't talk today. What the heck, Faye? It just enhances what she says and sometimes brings you to the next poem, and I just love that. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe in a couple books I've seen that, but not like this. And it's her own style, and she does it so it doesn't take away from what you already read. It literally just kind of enforces what she says, and also brings in her more creative side with her writing. So I appreciate that very much, that duality that she has on these pages, and she shouts that out. And I don't know, I think that's really cool. Jessica, thank you for being here. All right, so let's move on to, I'm gonna go to page 44, Rebel Animal, Heart Overflowing. And again, I just wanna say, you guys, it's very simplistic inside of the book, and a beautiful cover. And if you know her work on social media, you'll know that she does imagery on her, with her poetry, and I just love that with the amount of poems that she has in here, that she just stuck to a basic layout, and you can really focus on her work and her words, and it's just beautiful. Because I mean, if you're imaginative like I am, you could just visualize, and that's also another reason that I like that when people don't have the images on there, is because you can. Sometimes I think that images on poetry is a little bit restricting, and even when I do my poetry and I put an image on it, I'm like, should I really do that? Because, I mean, people are very visual. They're going to go in that direction. You want the photo to reflect what you're saying in your poetry. And, I mean, when you don't have photos, you let the reader kind of go on their own journey with your words. And I just think, well, that's the beauty of art, isn't it? So, and gosh, she's so artistic. I love you, Melody. Dang it. Okay, so Rebel Animal, Heart Overflowing, page 44. She's over the top rebellious, but damn, her heart overflowing with insane love. She shakes things up, doesn't play by rules, and certainly fits in nobody's pretty, perfect box. Don't you put me in a box. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I love that, because it's that warrior spirit. It's just like, you know, labels are everywhere. It drives me nuts. I've never liked labels. I've even organization, even with organizing, I know where my stuff is. Organized mess, right? Not everybody works like that. I understand. Some people need labels, but this is why, another reason why I love her work so much is because she promotes that. It's just be you. And why do we have to label everything, man? I guess it's human nature. We need to have everything in a category to, you know, if it is a threat or a non-threat. I understand that. It's basic human instincts, but at the same time, it's like we're getting a little ridiculous with this shit, you know? So, ridiculous. We're moving on because Faye's ranty today. Hope Droplets, page 50. I'm not reading the comments at all, so I apologize if anybody's talking to me. She doesn't burn bridges. This is Hope Droplets on page 50. She doesn't burn bridges. She covers them in gypsy flowers and feather kisses, then strolls along her merry way. Too heavy to carry grudges, she leaves love and hope droplets wherever she goes. Secondary poem underneath it. Too much war, hatred, and fear in the world. Desperately needed more art, love, and poetry. I think that this is a very prominent message for today in the world, in the writing world, in the writing community, in the art community, any community, okay? And obviously not everything is all sunshine and roses. Some of it's orchids and moonlight. But how many times have you seen something about burning bridges, you know, burn bridges, you know, don't go back to that. And I love this, that she doesn't burn bridges, she covers them in gypsy flowers and feather kisses, then strolls along her merry way. Too heavy to carry grudges, she leaves love and hope droplets wherever she goes. And when we go through horrible things, or when people treat us horribly, we can't control how other people act. All we can control most of the time, I'm not going to say in every circumstance, obviously, because everybody's different, but I would like to say for the majority of the time, if somebody's just being nasty to you, you have a choice. And you can either, you know, set everything on fire, or you can leave it on a positive note. And I love her perspective on this, because I think that most people are prone to want to just be like, burn the shit down, right? Because I've been there, definitely. I've done that. Woo! But just to soak this message in, I think it's very beautiful. And it makes you think. It makes you think, well, you know, it's like maybe this is something I can try doing, because that's a lot of weight on yourself. And like I said, we're self-reflective beings. And I mean, not only for just the situation, but for yourself to hold grudges, it does not feel good. I mean, even if you're pissed off, I mean, I'm somebody that, you know, so you get pissed off, right? People treat you bad, but does it make you feel good? Like, really? Are you happy to be angry? Are you happy to be pissed off? Are you happy to feel that way? And it's just acknowledging those feelings and maybe attempting to change the way that you do things. Or if you already do this, then keep it going and be an example for those who need that guidance. And I read this, and that's what I think of. It's just like, you know, man, so much crap happens in life that we don't have control over. And the only thing that I can control, of sound mind, body, and spirit, is my reactions and actions to certain situations that may or may not happen. So too much war, hatred, and fear in the world. That's really needed. More art, love, and poetry. And that's what, you know, we're the warriors we're the peace warriors, right? The artists, the writers, photographers, painters, whatever type of art, graphic design, music. I mean, really, it's, even though it's a profession or a lifestyle that might not make you the most money, I think it's definitely the most fulfilling. And it also changes the world. Come on, people. Art changes the world. All right, so Best Loves, page 56. Claire, thank you for being here. Jeff, thank you for being here. Really cool to see people in here. I think this is the most people I've ever had in a live review. Melody, you go, girl. Whoop, whoop. Reviewing Moon Gypsy by Melody Lee. Currently $17.54 on Amazon. She's doing an October promotion where if you buy the book and leave a review on Amazon, you are entered in for a drawing for a free coffee mug with the Orchids and Moonlight poem, which is beautiful. And I'll probably read that again before I go. All right, so we're on Best Loves, page 56. The best loves are strange loves, woven with beautiful scars, peculiar darkness, and exquisite hearts. I love that so much. I mean, it's just, to me, that speaks, you know, it's just two people loving each other, loving everything about each other, you know, the stuff they don't like about each other. And I'm currently in that, I would like to say I'm currently in that type of relationship right now, which is very different, and it's very freeing, very opening, and to accept somebody for everything that they are and learning about them. And it's just every corner I turn, it just pulls me in more, you know, and I just feel good. I feel honest. I feel like it's my future. And this Best Loves really spoke to me in my current situation with my boyfriend, and his heart is quite exquisite. So I just like to tell the world that. So Melody Lee, thank you for this piece, Best Lovers, or Best Loves. Lovers. I'm just putting words into your poetry, Melody. Don't mind me. All right, so again, I'm just gonna keep on going because I'm ranting today. Vibrational pull on the next page, 57. The vibrational pull of two synchronized hearts find their way through the storms, the cosmos, and back to each other. I feel like, for me, I feel like Best Loves kind of it just pulls in the vibrational pull. It's like you get that feeling from Best Loves about that connection, and then it's just the vibrational pull of two synchronized hearts find their way through the storms, the cosmos, and back to each other. I've always enjoyed the thought that people, souls and spirits are connected, and not necessarily in a romantic level, but just, you know, just soul connections. It doesn't have to always be romantic, people, but when it is, it just like puts that Just that, yes, that just, thank you for being in my life. And it's like, you just feel like you've waited all your life for somebody. It's like, oh crap, I finally found you. Those feelings, that's what vibrational pull reminds me of. And that's how I feel with that. Nancy, thank you for being here. Claire, thank you for being here. Sorry I'm not paying attention to the comments as much as I usually do. You guys, this book, it really pulls me in. And you guys, I can literally just sit here and read this to you. And I mean, if you guys came and went, that's how, I mean, obviously I love you and I notice. But I mean, it's hard to get distracted when you have great poetry in front of you. Or it's hard not to get distracted. Sorry, I said that wrong. Well, of course, I'm awkward. Awkward moments, Melody Lee. Moon Gypsy. Okay, so let's see, you guys. We've been here for 40 minutes now, and I have, oh my goodness, so much more. So I'm going to read Connections on page 62, and then I'm going to quickly look at the other ones that I have tagged here. And I'm probably going to wrap this up because I know that you guys have stuff to do. So I love you guys so much. Nancy, I don't know if I said hello to you, but hello, thank you for being here. I'm trying to catch the comments as I read. So page 62, Connections. This also reminded me of, I just, you know, when you, sorry, tangent. I think you find things, let's see, how am I going to say this? We all have our beliefs, right? And I believe that you find things when you need them. When you're going through a crappy time, you're going to be led to things that might help you through it. When you're having a not so crappy time, you're going to be led to things that enhance it. And I just feel like, I mean, I've been following Melody for quite a while, but just having this book and reading through it, a lot of the work is just like, man, this is my life. And I'm sure that if I was going through a shitty time, I could do the same thing. But as of right now, life is pretty calm. And I mean, knock on wood, right? But I know that going through, if I happen to go through a rough time, I can probably turn to this book and get the same type of solace and get the same type of comfort. And that's what I love about her writing, Melody's writing, is that she has the ability to pull you through and to, you know, uplift you in a way. And I mean, last review I did 2 weeks ago from Sarah Lamar King, her writing is on the darker side, right? It gets very dark and deep, and it's beautiful. And if you're going through tough times, it definitely, it has its purpose, and it's, you know, there is something there for everybody. But it's more of like sitting down with you and keeping you company through the pain. And I feel like Melody Lee's poetry is something where you can read it and feel your soul is at ease and that everything's going to be okay. And it's kind of that uplifting, you know, like there's sunshine in the clouds type of poetry. And I love that. And it's like, that's what I love about the artists that I review, is that they have similar factors in their writing, but it's totally different. And they could definitely build upon each other. Like, I could read Sarah Lamar King one day, I can read Nicole Lyons the next day, I can read Melody, I can read Alpha, I can read Jay Long, all of them, whatever. And I would get it, they all move me. And it's like they can build on each other, and I love that. So, okay, so Connections, I'm sorry. Whiskey and wine, late night dates, favorite books, heated debates, witty banter, deep belly laughs. These are the kind of soul connections I'm talking about. Secondary poem. Next morning, coffee, no Wi-Fi, soft blankets, making magic with you. A girl can dream. It's just like the hope for the future and all the magical things that could happen with another person. And I mean, a lot of the stuff that I've, you know, in this book is very free-spirited. Like I said, I'm going to say that word a lot, I know. It's free-spirited and just empowering yourself and letting things happen naturally as they come and embracing the moments and just living life, really. I mean, we're so busy doing things on a day-to-day basis, trying to survive, trying to pay bills, trying to get through hard times. And I think that Melody's poetry provides a break from that. It gives you a different outlet, a different way of doing things, a different way of thinking. And it's very empowering and very peaceful at the same time. It really makes you stop and enjoy things that you have in your life that you usually take for granted. And I love that. So it's just not so much dwelling on things that are going wrong and, you know, what you're going through. It's more or less not avoiding that, but taking a break from it. And I think that's okay. I think that's definitely okay to keep your sanity, or just to keep on your journey. You need to take a break from things. And that's what Melody's poetry does. So I'm going to, I want to read all of it. Okay. Solitude, page 111. Excuse me while I walk away from the mindless, numbing chatter and resume a relationship with my true love. Solitude. Girl, I love this. I think about this every day. And I mean, it's, sorry to say, but I mean, most of the conversations that I'm involved in, or I would like to say people are involved in on a daily basis, are pretty much just they're pointless, they're meaningless, they have no value, no substance, and it's kind of like it's a waste of your breath, you know. And I often find myself thinking, and not that I'm having deep conversations constantly, because that would also probably drive me nuts and give me crazy anxiety. But I love the fact that she kind of puts this in the forefront for those people who actually think these thoughts. Excuse me while I walk away from the mindless, numbing chatter and resume a relationship with my true love, solitude. I enjoy being alone. There are a lot of people that do. And sometimes those of us who just need some time to ourselves to get away from stuff that maybe isn't so meaningful, because we are that type of person that acknowledges those things. I love that so much, because that's just so me and a lot of people, and I don't know if a lot of people would like to admit that or not, because I mean, they're afraid of what other people think. But that's what's great about art, is because it's just like, this is how I am, and I bet you that's how you are too. So I'm going to write about it in this beautiful book, and you're going to read it, and you're going to be like, yes, that's how I feel. Thank God I'm not alone. All right. Oh, reincarnated love. All right, I'm going to do this, and then, oh no. Melody, no, I want to read them all. Annie, woo-woo. Annie, I haven't talked to you in so long. Oh my goodness, I hope you're doing okay. It's nice to see you here. Woo, Annie's here. Gosh darn it, Melody. I love your work. Okay, so 144, page 144, reincarnated love. We had the power to reincarnate love in a place of pain and heartbreak, a place of void. Again, we're gonna do this again. We had the power to reincarnate love in a place of pain and heartbreak, a place void of hope. He loved her with every cell, every fiber of his being, and he wasn't afraid to show it. She needed the warrior in him, craved his fight, his dark and his light. He proved time and again he was her salvation. Don't you guys just love a good romantic feel-good poem? I mean, it's just like, I just feel like my heart exhales when I read that. It's just so beautiful. And it also reminds me of my boyfriend. So, Sheldon, reincarnated love, I dedicate that to you. I'll read it again just because I can. He had the power to reincarnate love in a place of pain and heartbreak. Okay, I just want to stop there for a minute. He had the power to reincarnate love in a place of pain and heartbreak. And I think that's powerful, because considering what people go through in life and they still have the ability to love or let love in their hearts, I think that's pretty epic. People might not think so, but I think that you're very brave if you do that, because one of the hardest things to do in this world is to open up to somebody. And that's not even without going through anything. That's just because out of straight up fear, y'all, because people are fucking mean. Yeah, I said the F word. Whatever. All right, so a place void of hope. Like, what, girl? A place void of hope. I love that. He loved her with every cell, every fiber of his being, and he wasn't afraid to show it. She needed the warrior in him, craved his fight, his dark and his light. He proved time and again he was her salvation. Stephanie, thank you for being here. Dennis, thank you for being here. A Better Today Media, whoop whoop. Paige is awesome, thank you for being here. Rochelle, thank you for being here. Sorry, you guys, again, I'm not paying attention to the comments so much because I'm getting wrapped up in this book. I just read Reincarnated Love on page 144 of Moon GYPSY. Oh, God, this book, Melody, I swear. Okay, so can I do 2 more? I'm going to do 2 more, you guys. When I first started, these reviews took an hour, so I have 10 more minutes. Oh, my God. Woo -woo. Shout out to Ghost Crush Poetry, another wonderful page. Go visit. Obsession, page 191. And again, guys, Melody has an October promotion going on Amazon. If you purchase this book, it's $17.54, 287 pieces. I think it is. 287 pieces. That's like a huge deal. And so purchase the book, leave a review. It's only an October promotion. You get entered in for a drawing for a free coffee mug that has the Orchids and Moonlight poem on there, which I will probably end with that because that's the 3rd time I'm reading that poem. I've never done that, and I love that. Like without messing up, because I reread if I mess up. We're doing Obsession, page 191. I love with an obsession that borders insanity. If you become my victim, please know I hold little control where my heart may go. But here is a guarantee. I will take you to wild places. We will have grand and wicked adventures. You will experience a love like no other. Because if you become my object of desire, like the sky, my heart has no limits. That's how I love. Just putting that out there. Damn it, folks. Damn. Melody. Ugh. All right, I'm going to do like a girl power piece, I think, and then what I take as a girl power piece, and then I'm going to reread Orchids and Moonlight for those of you who would like to purchase the book and be entered into the drawing by leaving a review for her on Amazon. This is called I Am Not, on page 235 of Moon GYPSY by Melody Lee. I am not like those other women bowing down to whims. Shh, really? I mess up on the girl power poem? Oh. Right? I am not. I am not like those other women, bowing down to the whims of insecure, domineering men. I am a bird, a raven, a witch, an angel. I fly to the sound of my heartbeat. Mother Goddess is my guide. The universe is my voice. Yeah. I love these poems. Just kind of, they feel like anthem poems to me. It's very just empowering, and she does it. It's not all just focused on women, people. She has her poems are for both, for any gender, whatever. It's for everybody. So please don't think that it's just for women. That's something that I do like to point out because I have reviewed mostly women. Because there's a lot of women in this community, but I just want to say that the poets that I love and review are talking, there's something for everybody. It's not a gender-based poetry. So don't get that idea. Melody is amazing, and she has something for everybody in here. So again, I mentioned for the 15th time, probably I'm going to mention it again and again and again. There is an October promotion going on Amazon. If you purchase Moon GYPSY, this beautiful, beautiful work of art, debut poetry book. If you purchase the book, it's $17.54, and you leave a review, you'll get entered in for a drawing for a free coffee mug. It is black, it is beautiful, and it is, it has the poem Orchids and Moonlight, which is on page 16 in her beautiful book. Don't compare her to sunshine and roses when she's clearly orchids and moonlight. So it's a great piece, so beautiful. You can use it for yourself, get it for a gift for somebody, whatever you'd like to do. It's free if you win, get entered into the drawing. So I think that's totally awesome. You guys, I really just don't want to stop reading this to you. I love this book thoroughly. There isn't one piece in here that I don't find something in. And I'm a lover of poetry, yes, but even if you're not, really into poetry, or if you're just a beginner, $17, I mean, $18 for this. I mean, a little under $18, and you get, this is a great start off. If you want to get into the world of poetry, she definitely has something for everybody in here. Melody, thank you so much for being a part of this, for sending me this beautiful book. I love it so much. It is so beautiful, and I really freaking love your work. It is magical. And a kaleidoscope. I love when you said that, kaleidoscope, because it's perfect. You're writing it. It's everything kaleidoscope is. It's fun. It's exciting. It's colorful. Different shapes, different sizes. Everybody can find enjoyment in it, and it's everything. Your poetry is everything. So thank you everybody for joining in. I'm just checking my notes right now to see if I missed anything. You can find Melody's work. Again, if you can't afford the book, which I know it happens, right? I say this in every review, find her on social media. She is on Facebook. Oh, wait for it. I did this before the review because I'm awesome, right? Facebook on ML Poetry Junkie. These are the tag, you can search for them. So that's where she is on Facebook. That's her tag. Instagram, she's on Instagram, Melody_Lee_Poetry_Junkie. I love her name, by the way, Poetry Junkie. She's on Twitter. Twitter, the Melody Lee Poetry, beautiful. So for those of you who like to tweet, I'm not on Twitter. Maybe I will be now because Melody's on Twitter. I'll follow the leader, right? And she also has an Etsy store, Melody Lee Etsy store. You can just, when I searched for it, I just typed in Melody Lee. Very easy to find. She does have her beautiful book on there. You can get a signed copy. Her mug's on there as well. Bookmarks, T-shirt, which is totally awesome. I love seeing T-shirts with the poetry quotes on there, you guys. Thank you so much for coming and watching today, you guys. This is the most viewers I've had, and I look forward to see the amount of viewers that we have after I post this video. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few. So thank you guys for sticking with me for about an hour. This has really been a fun review. I did get a little preachy in there, but this is what happens when I read great poetry, is it makes me think, and I just can't thank you enough for being here and supporting Melody and supporting each other. To all the writers in the community who support each other, it's amazing. I love it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I did want to mention for Black Orchid Poetry, if you are a writer and you don't have a page and you want to get your work out there, please message me. I do spotlight poetry where you can test the waters a little bit. It's a safe place for writers because social media, there's a bunch of a-holes on there, man. And I promote a positive environment for those of you who would like to share your work and, not have to worry about if people are mean or not. And you know what? I've been on social media for about a little over a year now, and I haven't encountered that with spotlight poetry. And I've got negative comments on my stuff, and I just block the a-hole. So it's like, whatever, haters gonna hate. But if you leave a review, If you buy this book, what did I just say? If you buy the book, leave a review. It is so important. You can leave a review on Amazon, leave one on Goodreads. That's so everybody can see it, that they go to Goodreads to see reviews on books as well. It's kind of you have a bigger audience. Leave a review if you go to her Etsy shop. I mean, she has positive reviews all across the board. I mean, 5 stars, crazy. So it's not crazy because she's amazing, but it's just so cool to see the love for this writer. So thank you for writing. Thank you for being here, you guys. I hope you had fun. I had fun, and I think I'm gonna stop talking now. I don't know. I kind of like talking to you guys. So I hope you all have a beautiful day, evening, morning, wherever it is in your world. And thank you. for viewing, watching. God, why am I so awkward? Love you. Bye.